Knights get it. Macbeth has the ball. Dumps it off to Morinini. Gomez gets the ball. He's defended by Vince Resigliano. Morinini in the corner. Down to Cobb. And we have a travel. First turnover of the night. Goes against the Knights.
Still a smart idea if you're Tom Mott. I mean, try to give it to your big fella Cobb early. Test the inside against Mission Prep.
Colvin has the ball. Gives it to Resigliano. That's Stewart. Back to Resigliano. Jensen drives. Dishes. And there's the first points of the game by Kyle Colvin.
Rare backdoor play, rare successful backdoor play against St. Joseph's vaunted defense.
Down to Cobb. Cobb dumps it off, but that's another turnover, the second against Cobb.
Cobb kind of looked like he rushed or awkwardly threw that pass, so hence why that caused that turnover.
Just 15 minutes gone in this game. Gran to Jensen. To Resigliano. Resigliano drives, left-handed layup is good.
Right away, Mission Prep immediately attacking the paint. Gotta wonder if Tom Mott's gonna call an early timeout to slow this down.
Macbeth is open in the corner, passes up the shot, gives it back to Gomez. Gomez drives, defended, puts up a tough shot, no good. Loose ball.
Two defenders, two white shirts were on Gomez right away. Mission Prep clearly putting an emphasis on trying to guard him tonight.
A bit long. Resigliano grabs a rebound. Resigliano drives. Cobb is there. No good. Morinini with the rebound.
That's 3 times I've counted that Mission Prep has tried to successfully cut inside and just furiously attack the paint.
Brooks with the ball to Macbeth. Gets the screen from Brooks. Macbeth drives, kicks. There's a 3 from Brooks. No good. Rebounded by Stewart. Up ahead to Gran. Dump off to Stewart. Stewart with a strong move inside. Gets the basket. 6-0 Mission Prep on top.
No foul called. I mean, Cobb drawing contact, but, I mean, no call for contact. No.
There's the steal. And the drive. Kicks it out to Jensen for the 3, and it's good. 9-0.
Smart decision by Tom Mott to call the timeout. Mission Prep with all the momentum, and they're doing exactly what Terranceros was wanting. Their guys are in attack mode. They just hit the long 3. Surprisingly, though, they're testing St. Joseph's size inside, and they're coming away with some easy layups.
9-0 so far. Definitely do not see any type of rhythm for the St. Joseph offense. It looks like they are lacking a kind of true ball handler there. The Morinini's bringing it up. That's not his strength. He likes to shoot. He likes to kind of work, catch and shoot kind of guy, but they're asking him to dribble a little bit more, I think. Gomez hasn't really found any type of rhythm. They haven't been able to penetrate much, and we've seen a couple passes inside that weren't that accurate.
Joe, it's like, I mean, we mentioned like the number of shooters St. Joseph has. Sometimes the problem with having so many shooters, one of those shooters has to become a sacrificial lamb and actually distribute the ball. I don't know if St. Joseph has that guy who's willing to basically distribute for the team.
Cobb with a nice post move. He is fouled.
And he's going to see a lot of that as well. I mean, he knows that he's going to draw a lot of contact. He's probably going to be sore the following morning.
That foul was against Jensen. First foul of the game. Cobb will shoot 2. 6'6" junior. First is good. First points for the night. It is 9-1 with 5:27 left in this first quarter. Cobb's second is good. 9-2. Royals bring it up. That's Resigliano, the senior. Kicks it to Jensen. Stewart's open. Dumps it off. That's Colvin. No good. But the rebound is there for Gran, and he puts it back.
Mission Prep killing St. Joseph on the inside right away.
Morinini drives. Puts up the layup, and it's good.
And this is exactly what you need if you're Tom Mott and if you're St. Joseph. You need those plays like that to ignite this fire.
This is an up-tempo game. Colvin's open for 3. It's good. 10-point lead for the Royals with 4:53 left in the first quarter.
And you don't want Colvin to get hot already. He's one of those guys bearing those long-range shots.
Scott Macbeth has the ball. Gets the screen from Brooks. Dribbles right, kicks, Morinini for three. No good. Morinini hit the deck there. Royals get the rebound, push it up. Resigliano with the ball. Resigliano drives, kicks. Looks like that will be a turnover against Mission Prep.
Very fast pass right there. Unfortunately led to the turnover for Mission Prep. I know these two teams like to play fast, but sometimes you got to slow it down a little bit.
This is some insane tempo so far, up and down the court, especially for Mission Prep. Here's Gomez, defended by Resigliano.
Sounds like Maud in the St. Joseph sideline wanted a foul call. Won't get it though. And again, another one.
A blocking call.
Yeah, you see Tom Mott already turning red, already getting heated a little bit.
That's against Stewart. It seemed like Mott wanted the foul, and we have Mission Prep fans on that side wanted the carry. So neither side is happy. Morinini has the ball, defended by Jensen. Morinini puts up the shot. He's fouled and one. Connor Morinini.
Big time basket for Morinini. Maybe, just maybe, this is the shot that turns the corner for St. Joseph.
Morinini was definitely more of a role player last year. This year he's been called upon to start a lot, and I think he has developed his game quite a bit. Off the dribble tonight, he's looking great. Gets the and one, see if he can sink the free throw. He gets the roll. That's a three-point play. Cuts the lead down to 7 with 4:06 left in this first quarter. We have Braden Corona check in. Little zone defense from the Knights. There's a three from Carter Grand, no good. The ball is rebounded by St. Joseph's Michael Ramirez. Macbeth brings it up behind his back. Finds Gomez. Defended by Resigliano. Gomez drives. And that's a turnover.
Almost a travel on Gomez. I mean, he did get tangled up a little bit inside, but ball going back to Mission Prep's way.
Yeah, he left his feet and really didn't know where he was going to go. Probably was expecting some contact there. Did not get a call, so that's a turnover. Zone look from the Knights. There's another three. No good. That's Grand with the missed shot.
And, you know, that has to be the third consecutive three-point shot that Mission Prep has missed. So, you know, MP is starting to get a little bit on the cold side from the long-range area.
Morinini has 5 of St. Joseph's 7 points thus far. 3:23 left. Some pressure from the Royals. Ramirez with the ball. Royals back off. Ramirez drives, crosses over. A lot of contact, no call.
And Tom Mott not happy about it at all.
I don't think either coach is happy. One wanted a charge, one wanted a block. Cobb goes up, doesn't get the ball. 25 scores inside Bryce Flederman. There's Macbeth for 3, in and out. Resigliano with the ball. That's Grand. To Colvin. Colvin drives, pulls up, hits the bucket, 18-7.
The Royals. One guy, once again, the one guy you don't want to see get hot on Mission Prep's end is the one who just hit the basket, number 33, Mr. Colvin.
He has 7 points early on. Morinini with the ball. He drives again, lots of contact, gets the call. He'll shoot 2.
And that's the biggest lead of the night so far, 18-7 for the Royals.
Fouls against Resigliano. Morinini hits his first. Six points for Morinini. Make that 7. 18-9 with 2:25 left in this first quarter. Resigliano brings the ball up, kicks it to Corona. Back to Resigliano, Colvin in the corner. There's Corona with the jump shot, and it's good, 20-9.
Smallest player on the floor, but you know what? He just banked a swished one.
Corona's also a football player here at Mission Prep. Ramirez with the ball. Dumps it off to Macbeth. Macbeth turns it over.
Poorly handled by
Wide
Macbeth.
open for Grand. Grand goes up with the finger roll, and it's good, 22-9.
And you don't want to turn the ball over against a team like Mission Prep and give them those fast break opportunities. They make teams pay when that happens.
Ramirez keeps it. He drives, kicks it. Open for three. No good. That was Matt Chavez. Morinini fights for the rebound and scores his 9th point. Colvin has it. Knights stay in the zone. Wide open for Colvin for three, and it's good. Kyle
This
Colvin.
guy stroking it and heating up for Mission Prep. Terrence Harris clearly happy with what he sees.
10 points for Colvin. Looks like the Knights need to extend that zone when Colvin's out there. Morinini with it. Defended by Corona. Morinini drives. Lobs it up to Cobb, and Cobb scores.
Acrobatic. That was also a good confidence booster, getting plays like that, especially from Cobb, who's actually had a relatively quiet start on this night.
Morinini doing everything for the Knights so far. Knights stay in zone. Look, Corona's open underneath. There's Colvin. Short. Rebounded by Ramirez. Colvin there. Tries to strip it away.
And
Knights have numbers.
Another foul.
Ramirez dumped it off for Chavez, and they could not link up, and that's a turnover with 39.4 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
Ramirez looked like he was hitting the back of his head. Tom Mott did not get the call that he wanted. That's why Mott's pretty heated right now. And he's pleading his case to the officiating crew.
And Mott is not happy on his sideline over there. About a 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Resigliano dribbling. Wasting some time.
Probably gonna milk clock and then try to get one last shot in.
About 15 seconds on the game clock. 9 seconds now on the shot clock. 8. Colvin kicks it down to Grant, and the big block.
Those are the kind of plays that you need from St. Joseph moving forward. I mean, it's been a very rough start for St. Joseph on this night. Cobb, though, with the big-time swat.
3 on the shot clock. Resigliano is inbounding. Open underneath. There's a turnover. Macbeth has it. Macbeth goes up. Can't get it to go. And that's the first quarter.
Bummer for St. Joseph. I mean, they know that basket was theirs, but, you know, again, like I said earlier, one of the more hidden spots, or one of the hidden X factors, is the coaching aspect. Terrence Harris right now out coaching Tom Mott. We'll see what Mott does adjustment-wise.
Yeah, Macbeth was open, breaking away. I think he got caught in between if he wanted to dunk it or lay it in, and kind of went in between and wasn't able to get the roll. Knights weren't able to get the rebound. So it's 25-13 after the first quarter of play. A big first quarter there for Morinini. 9 points. Kyle Colvin for Mission Prep had 10.
Morinini carrying the load, but, you know, if you're talking about, you got to start talking to guys like Scott Macbeth, Marcus Gomez, and even Elihu Cobb. Those guys have to get on the stat sheet. Those guys have to take the pressure off of Morinini against what's turning out to be a very well coached, but also a very energetic Mission Prep team.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything from Gomez so far. So if he can heat up, I think the Knights will definitely cut into this lead.
One of the other things too I noticed, Joe, is that I'm more used to seeing like full court pressure defenses, especially from watching teams like Cabrillo or Lompoc girls basketball. These two teams, they're not really known for going with a full court press. And
another block from Cobb, but a foul is called, and again Mott is not happy with that. A lot of ball from Cobb.
Oh, the Knights number 22, Scott Macbeth.
Macbeth is called for the foul. Colvin will shoot 2. And that's good. 11 points now.
You got to find an answer to slow down Colvin if you're Tom Mott and if you're St. Joseph. But again, Joe, it's like I said earlier, Mission Prep, one of many teams in this area, hard to prepare for. Number 33, Mr. Colvin, one of the hardest assignments for anybody.
Colvin hits both. 14-point lead for the Royals. Macbeth brings the ball up. Defended by Grant. Macbeth spins. Colvin deflected that pass.
I don't think Colvin saw it coming, but smart defensive move, though.
Gomez one-on-one with Corona. Gomez dribbles. Corona picks his pocket. Braden Corona kicks it ahead. That's number 3, Parker Jones with the basket. 29-13, Mission Prep ahead. Gomez pushes the ball up court. Drives on Colvin, pulls up. Can't get it to go. Brooks with the rebound. We have a travel.
You know, St. Joseph isn't in more of an attack mode, especially going inside. Problem is, they're just not finishing baskets.
Colvin now bringing the ball up for Mission Prep. He has 12 points. Gomez on Corona to Jones. Grand defended by Brooks. Corona has it, defended by Gomez. Corona drives and a foul called on Gomez reaching in. Just the second foul against the Knights. Parker Jones, the junior, will inbound. We have number 24, Ander Villicana, checking in for Corona. Jones inbounding. Colvin breaks open. No one's defending him.
Wide open.
Splash.
Why are you leaving that young man wide open? And I mean, defenders caught napping right there.
15 points for Colvin, 32-13. Macbeth drives, kicks it out to Mornini. Mornini has a lane, puts up a shot, can't get it to go, but he is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. 16 foul against the Royals.
And Joe, you could tell on the St. Joseph sideline, they are not used to this sort of thing. They are not used to being down by 19. I mean, I know that Mission Prep's a team they're used to going against, but still, this is one of those rare occurrences where they're down by so much.
Morinini hits the first. He now has 10 points. 32-14 with 6:31 left in the second quarter. Short does not get the roll. Remains 32-14. Colvin bringing the ball up. Knights have switched to a man defense. Screen comes from Flederman. Colvin open again for a deep 3, and it's good. Kyle Colvin.
Kidding me? I mean,
18 points.
This guy's going Larry Bird out here.
He's outscoring St. Joseph. Macbeth drives, spins, puts up a shot. No good. Charge against Macbeth. Colvin draws a foul. He's doing it all for the Royals. 35-14.
Joe, obviously you've been covering a lot of St. Joseph, but I got to ask, have you seen a St. Joseph Knights team down by this much, 21 points, and actually coming back?
I have not. I haven't seen them down by that much, let alone come back from that type of deficit. Still a lot of basketball to be played. 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Brooks on Colvin. Screen comes from Flederman. Colvin goes left, kicks out. That's Braden Corona for 3. His is way long. Morinini in transition, loses his handle. Ball is on the floor. Corona has it.
Joe, immediately, one other flaw that St. Joseph has had on this night, they're dribbling.
Colvin banks it
wow.
in.
And another flaw, they're leaving this kid open. They're leaving this kid, allowing him to get those open looks and those isolation shots, and he continues to bank it in.
Brooks drives baseline, defended by Colvin. Brooks puts up the shot. It's long, no good. Corona with the rebound. Corona pushes ahead. Resigliano's wide open. Resigliano scores. That's 40
Ahmad calls
points.
another timeout. And Joe, I'm a fool. I did not see this coming. I did not see a 26-point deficit on St. Joseph.
I don't think anyone saw this coming inside this gym. We're at Cowitz Court at Mission Prep High School. This is the Santa Maria Times Game of the Week, brought to you in part by Santa Maria Nissan. Santa Maria Nissan, innovation that excites. It's your turn to drive. We have 5:09 remaining in this first half. A 40-14 lead for the Royals, and it's been all Kyle Colvin. He hit a bunch of shots. That last one, though, he was real deep, but he got the kiss off the glass to go in. So he earned all those other ones. I think he got a little lucky on that last one.
And look at the point total right now, right above us. 21 points for Colvin. Not even halftime yet.
I don't know if there's much St. Joseph could do. They started creeping out more and more on him as he's shooting those threes, but he stepped back and kept knocking them down. We see him all smiles as he returns to the bench.
So when you have 21 points and you're up by 26, I mean, you can kind of take your rest.
Cobb with the ball to Morinini. Morinini scores inside. That's his 12th
Joseph
point.
needs more of that because, you know, the three-point shooting range hasn't been there. The inside game, though, has been the strength so far for the Knights.
Grand defended by Ramirez. Grand shot is no good. Cobb gets the rebound out ahead to Chavez. Chavez shakes
Nice
his
move
defender,
right there.
dumps it down to Brooks. And it is St. Joseph ball. Knights catch a minor break there.
Again, I just feel like you still have to go inside. I know Cobb's drawing a lot of contact, but, or you could get plays like that.
The Knights just can't get the roll tonight. Grand drives. Resigliano for three. And it's good.
There was a 3-on-1 situation. However, though, you had that open J right there.
Vince Resigliano scores his 7th point on that three-pointer. Matt Chavez to Brooks for three, and it's good. Knights answer. Still a 24-point advantage for Mission Prep halfway through the second quarter. Resigliano
If
to
you're
Corona.
St. Joseph, you know, forget about the score. Just finish this half strong. Finish the second quarter strong.
Parker Jones picks up the loose ball. To Grand. Grand gets a screen, puts up a shot, and it's good. 45 points for these Royals with 3:40 left in the second quarter. A lot of scoring. They're on pace for more than 100. Corona defends Morinini. Brooks has the ball. He hit a three last trip down. Brooks to Ramirez. Ramirez drives right, pulls up. A lot of contact, dumps it off to Cobb. Cobb gets the roll.
That was an awkward shot for Cobb, but, you know, he does make those kind of baskets.
Yeah, I noticed. That's kind of his game. Grand.
He's sort of like the king of the awkward shot, so to speak.
Loose ball. Chavez dives, can't get it. Resigliano has it. 20 on the shot clock. Looks like Royals are trying to slow things down with the 24-point lead. Resigliano drives on Brooks, puts up a shot off the glass and in.
Once again, the inside game getting exposed for St. Joseph.
Royals cannot miss. Morinini drives, defended by Corona. Morinini shoots, can't get it to go. Grand rebounds.
Ball wanted another foul call, won't get it though.
Grand drives, awkward layup, but he scores.
Ma has already burned 2 timeouts. I don't know if he wants to waste another one.
3 timeouts left for the Knights. Chavez drives, he is fouled by Resigliano with 2:31 remaining in this first half.
I know Mission Prep is used to big games and they're used to huge accolades, but, you know, considering the fact that this is still a team that is 12-8, they had a pretty rough schedule, pretty rough non-league schedule, and to come out the way they are against the defending section champions, I mean, huge statement for the Royals.
Chavez hits this first, and I think we are definitely seeing. Well, not quite sure what's going on there. Some St. Joseph players thought that he was done shooting free throws, but Chavez will shoot one more. I think we're seeing how valuable JoJo Walker is to this team.
Absolutely, and
I don't want to take.
Rigetti had a lot of success scoring against the JoJo Walker-led St. Joseph, but I mean, again, I just was not anticipating a 26-point deficit for the Knights.
I know the deficit is huge, but to see Mission Prep score 49 points with 2 minutes left here in the first half is pretty remarkable. There's the interception. That's number 20, Timothy Miller with the interception. Gives it to Chavez. Chavez drives, and that is swatted. That was Jake Jensen with the swat, the senior guard. Knights retain possession with 2:04 left. Chavez will inbound.
Another edge that Mission Prep has had in this game is the hustle plays. I mean, you had the one-on-one scenario, you had the fast break opportunity St. Joseph had, but players immediately hustling on the floor.
Chavez is down after turning it over. We have yet to see Marcus Gomez score. He had 21 points against Rigetti. Friday night. Colvin's back in, defended by Macbeth. Dumps it off for Jones. Colvin open in the corner. There it is again. Kyle Colvin.
Yet another one.
24 points. Still outscoring St. Joseph. Let's see if Gomez can do something for these Knights. Defended by Corona. And there's a foul call. Looks like that one will go against Corona. Terrence Harris not happy about that call. Knights are in the bonus.
I know Mission Prep is one of those schools that not only produces championships but also college basketball level talent. Got to believe Colvin is on somebody's radar right now.
He has to be. Definitely has the size and the stroke.
I mean, he looks like a guy who could probably play at a Gonzaga or maybe Hawaii, maybe a Big West school, maybe even a Mountain West as well.
Gomez gets the first of a 1-and-1 for his first points of the evening. Cobb's listed at 6'6", 6'7", and Colvin's probably around 6'5", maybe. So he has the size and definitely has a nice shooting stroke. 1:30 left. Jones to Jensen. Colvin open. Head fake to Grand. Grand
nice pass for
can't get it to
Colvin.
go. Gets his own miss. Miller with the ball now. Gomez. Defended by Jones. Pulls up. There's a three from Gomez. No good. Colvin rebounds.
Shooting woes continuing for Gomez. I don't know if he's just rattled by this Mission Prep team or if it's just a brilliant game plan that Terrence Harris has in store for Gomez. Maybe it's a little bit of both.
And there is the first miscue of the night for Colvin, a turnover. His coach, Terrence Harris, thought that ball was deflected. Referees rule otherwise. Gomez brings it up to Macbeth, defended by Parker Jones. Behind his back to Gomez, open for three. He hits.
Finally, Gomez gets the shot that he wants, gets on the stat sheet. Maybe that's confidence moving forward for this young man.
Remy Paquette in. There's Jensen, defended by Chavez. Paquette to Colvin. Colvin keeps it, picks up his dribble. Parker Jones with the ball. Jensen has it, out on the wing.
Probably going to try to milk as much clock as they can.
9 on the shot clock, 16 on the game clock. Colvin, defended by Macbeth, again for three, no good. Loose ball. Knights have it, Morinini, 7 seconds. Macbeth open, puts up a three, and it's good. Scott Macbeth right before the buzzer.
You know, I will say this, it may not show on the scoreboard, but with that kind of shot, I mean, St. Joseph does feel a little bit more better about themselves, but still a lot of work is ahead against a very stout Mission Prep team.
Yes, St. Joseph desperately needed that three-point shot by Macbeth. I think Macbeth needed it as well to get, some scoring going. So there it is. There's our first half. It gives us some time to catch our breath. What a up-tempo, fast pace for 16 minutes of this game.
And not only that, St. Joseph actually closing this quarter on an 8-0 run.
52-31. It's halftime. So we'll take a timeout here. Knights get the ball. Macbeth will inbound. Morinini running the point. Defended by Jensen. Here we go. Let's see if the Knights can cut into this lead. Morinini having trouble with the handle.
St. Joseph poorly handling its dribbling. And now Mission Prep wanting to travel. Might get a jump ball, though.
Gomez has it. Morinini picks it up. Morinini drops it off. Cobb with it. Cobb, left-handed drive. Kick to Brooks, 4-3. No good, just a bit off. Wow, Jensen and Morinini.
Mott still not happy.
Jensen just grabbed Morinini and almost threw him down, trying to get that loose ball.
It almost looked as if like they were a pack of hyenas that found some prey, but luckily for St. Joseph, managed to scratch and claw out of that. Could have been a fast break opportunity for Mission Prep.
That's a third foul against Jensen. Gomez, defended by Resigliano.
Gomez has to get hot right here.
Too strong. Grand with the rebound. Resigliano, defended by Gomez. There's Colvin to Jensen. Back to Resigliano. Stewart. Cobb on Stewart. Macbeth on Colvin. Gomez is defending Resigliano. Jensen. Morinini. There's a shot from Jensen. No good. Stewart with the board. Stewart deflected by Cobb. Colvin driving, looking. Stewart drives, puts up the finger roll, and it's good and one.
That was a nice head fake too, and you know, throughout the whole night, Mr. Prep has found crevices inside St. Joseph's interior defense. Royals still having success with the inside game.
Kyle Stewart going for the three-point play. Foul is against Brooks, his first. It's no good. Cobb can't get the rebound. Colvin puts it back.
And he shot it over Cobb as well.
Rough start for the second half for these Knights. Gomez going full tilt. Kicks. Macbeth in the corner. Defended by Resigliano. Macbeth shoots. It's off. Stewart rebounds. Resigliano drives. A lot of ball from Cobb, but he is called for the foul.
And I believe that's foul number 3. 2 more, and he's done.
Two shots for Resigliano. 6:27 remaining in the third quarter. Resigliano gets the home bounce to connect. 57-31. 5-0 run to start this second half for the Royals. Resigliano shoots and scores. 11 points for Resigliano. Pressure.
And the 27-point lead, now officially Mission Prep's biggest lead of the night.
Morinini drives. Morinini scores. Connor Morinini.
Very smooth to the basket, Mr. Morinini, who has been a bright spot for St. Joseph on this
14
night.
points. There's Stewart for three. No good. Rebounded by Morinini. Gomez with it. Gomez on Resigliano. Marcus Gomez can't get it to go.
He had
Stewart
the right
rebounds.
idea. Unfortunately, he rushed his layup.
Cobb gets a piece of that.
You gotta take advantage.
With a dunk. Emphatic slam for Allahu Cobb.
And that's the most energy I've
night.
seen out of St. Joseph's sideline throughout this night. Maybe it might lead to something.
Jensen picks up his dribble.
And they wanted a travel call. They won't get it.
No good. Gomez rebounds. Gomez dribbles.
Terrence Harris wanted a double dribble over under.
Gomez can't get it to go. 3-on-2 for the Royals. Stewart. Colvin open for three.
Oh, dude.
And it's good.
And once again, we've seen this too many times. We've seen this before.
Terrence Harris calls a 20-second timeout. Kyle Colvin, you cannot leave that man open. 29 points for him alone. Wow, what a performance. What a nice stroke from the junior. I'm sure he's on some radars. He has to be with 29 points.
Is Cal Poly looking in on Colvin right now? They better be.
Cal Poly and Coach Joe Calera have done a decent job of recruiting in the San Luis Obispo County. Let's see if that continues with Kyle Colvin. That's 29 points. It's on fire. I know the Royals had numbers on that break, 3-on-2, but Colvin was left wide open in that corner. That was definitely from deep range, well behind the three-point arc. 61-35. Morinini drives. Defended by Jensen. Morinini to Gomez. 5 minutes left in this third. Cobb in the post, defended by Stewart. Cobb with the left-handed shot, no good.
And Mott thought that Cobb had heavy contact, claiming that his forearm was hit.
Grand Colvin. Stewart. Stewart drives past Cobb. Stewart scores, making it look easy. Gomez, defended by Resigliano. A lot of contact. No shot.
Looks like Gomez drew the foul. Looks like he's going to go to the line.
I think the Knights will actually inbound that. They ruled no shot. Third foul against Resigliano. Jensen also has 3. Matt Chavez to inbound. Rosigliano goes to the bench. Connor Morinini checks out for the Knights. Macbeth drives. He's fouled. A lot of contact there.
Macbeth's another guy we haven't really mentioned throughout the night. Very, very quiet scoring night on his end.
He hit that 3 before halftime, but he hasn't been as effective as I know he would like to be. Tipped away by Jensen. 4:30 left in the third. 28-point lead for the Royals. Gomez. Defended by Corona. Gomez drives. Can't get it to go, but he is fouled.
You know, Gomez has drawn some heavy contact, and I saw him just kind of trying to grab his nose. I could tell he got hit in that area.
And the 14th foul.
This game has had a bit of everything. A lot of scoring, some physicality, some late shots, some big shots, a lot of shots by Kyle Colvin. 29 points on the evening. Gomez shoots, makes that one. 63-36 is the score. 4:15 left in the third quarter. Knights are running out of time to cut into this lead. Chavez, there's a travel. Travel against
Good
Jensen.
defense on Chavez's part.
Chavez is a bit of a newcomer. He's been impressive in spurts. Gomez tried to find Macbeth, but officials rule that's a turnover. Macbeth thought it was tipped away. That was an awkward looking pass. I'd be surprised if it wasn't deflected. Grand, Jensen drives on Chavez, foul on Chavez. Travel, actually. Travel against Jensen. That's his second travel.
Terrence Harris doesn't like what he sees. Harris pretty vocal, but, you know, hey, his team's still up by 27.
Here's Ramirez. Ramirez lost the handle. Turns it over.
Poor dribbling on St. Joseph's part.
And there's an intentional foul on Macbeth.
Macbeth still trying to plead his case, claiming he got tangled up, but
Carter Grand was pulling away. Macbeth went with the foul. 2 shots for Grand, and the Royals will maintain possession here.
I don't know if it was a frustration foul on Macbeth's part, but, you know, obviously this whole night has been very frustrating for the green and gold.
I think Grand was just pulling away on a break. Macbeth tried his best to stop him and make him earn those points instead of having a free layup. So that's an intentional foul. Grand misses a second. The Royals will maintain possession. 64-36 with 3:46 left in the third quarter. See if Coleman can get over the 30-point threshold.
Chavez trying to body his defender, going for the aggressive one-on-one.
Colvin to Grand. Back to Colvin. Colvin drives. Chavez tips the ball away. Colvin not forcing the issue. Passes to Corona. Grand to Jensen. Jensen shoots. Jensen hits.
And Jensen has also provided a smooth shooting stroke for Terrence Harris and company.
67-36, just over 3 minutes remaining. Chavez, 3. Chavez can't hit. Grand rebounds. Stewart. There's Colvin. No good. And wide open Corona. Knights cannot get a rebound.
Too easy.
When Colvin misses, the Knights aren't there for the rebound. I'm sure the St. Joseph coaching staff is not happy with that.
And you know what? I can hear some fans on this side and also not happy.
Gomez can't score. Caught his own miss. Grand rebounds. Gomez got some ball, also caught some elbow, and that's a foul on Gomez.
You know, Joe, I started thinking about this a lot more, considering the fact that this team is now down by 33 points. You're heading toward the fourth. It's just a matter of just playing for pride if you're St. Joseph. You know, just move on, just prepare for the next game. Try to get JoJo Walker as healthy as possible. Pretty obvious that with JoJo not in the lineup, the chances of a Pac-8 League championship looks very, very unstable.
Colvin, 3, no good. Knights fell to get the rebound once again. Colvin comes up with it somehow. 2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Shot clock resets. Stewart has the ball, dumps it off to Jensen, defended by Morinini. Jensen drives left-handed, loses the ball. Cobb picks it up. Cobb has it. Macbeth up ahead, bounce pass from Cobb. Macbeth loses it, gets Stewart off his feet. Looks like it's going to be travel against Macbeth.
Macbeth, though, thought that he had a lot of contact, and you know, we obviously hear it from the St. Joseph fans right here.
Looked like Macbeth kept that pivot foot down. At least that's what Mott thought. Colvin open, Stewart can't get the dunk. Mott is upset and he's vocalizing it.
You also have some very vocal fans on St. Joseph end as well.
JoJo Walker's off his seat. Looks like we're gonna have a conversation between the lead official and both coaches.
And you know, Mott trying to play nice with his buddy Terrence Harris right there.
Mott is a very competitive individual when the game is on. He's extremely intense, but after
you see the pat on the butt as well.
After the final buzzer sounds, Mott's a very chill guy, from my experience. It's like it's all love here.
All love.
But Mott, nevertheless, Mott cannot be happy with his team's performance tonight.
Absolutely, and you know what? I can tell that he's going to address defense. He's going to address particularly three-point shooting defense, and he's also probably going to put a big emphasis on ball handling because it was very, very porous on this night.
Stewart 4-3, no good. Knights do get the rebound this time, but looks like Brooks stepped out. A lot of frustration here from St. Joseph.
Obviously, once again, Joe, I mean, St. Joseph's just not used to this. I mean, whenever a St. Joseph team loses lately in the Tom Mott era, it's usually by a close deficit, maybe as high as 10 points. But, I mean, this right here, completely unexpected.
This is a 15-3 team, losing by 33 points. Jensen, no good. It's long. Colvin rebounds. Colvin whips it out to Stewart. Stewart drives, jump shot, and it's good. 71 points for the Royals.
That is the biggest lead of the night for Mission Prep once again.
71-36 Morinini, defended by Jensen. Brooks open for 3, no good. Morinini fights for the board, can't get it.
Nothing,
Macbeth
just nothing going right for St. Joseph. Can't hit the three-point shots. Can't even get the second chance layups.
Colvin in the corner. Fake, drive. Oh!
And you saw the Mission Prep sidelines get up on their feet. They know when Colvin's in the corner, they tend to expect what's to come.
He had 24 points in the first half, has 5 points in this third quarter, 29 total. He'll shoot 2 here. From what we've seen from three-point range, he's
to
got a great
Joseph's
stroke.
credit, they have done a better job defensively against Colvin, but you know, again, Colvin just buried St. Joseph deep in the first half.
We've seen Stewart and Jensen step up a bit offensively here in the third quarter. And there's point number 30 for Colvin, 72-36. The Royals are doubling up the Knights. Just under 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Colvin's free throw.
And I was not expecting a now 37-point lead. The lead continues to balloon for the Royals.
Gomez defended by Corona. Bounce pass to Brooks. Brooks drives, strong. Floats it, can't get it to go. Grand rebounds. Carter Grand brings the ball up court. Defended by Brooks. 30 seconds left. 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Jensen defended by Brooks. They'll milk the clock a bit. 18. 13 on the shot clock. Jensen drives. Jensen wide open. Kicks it to Colvin. Macbeth defends. Turnover. Cobb has it. 8 seconds. Shot clock is off. Gomez. Gomez drives. Puts up a 3. Marcus Gomez can't get it to go. And that will do it for the third quarter. After 3, Mission Prep 73, St. Joseph 36. This is the Santa Maria Times Game of the Week. We'll be back in 1 minute. Welcome back to Cowitz Court in San Luis Obispo on the Mission Prep campus. We have 8 minutes remaining here, but the game is likely all but decided with a 73-36 lead for Mission Prep. It's been the Kyle Colvin show for much of this game, putting up 31 points in 3 quarters. I don't know if we'll see him too much here in the 4th quarter. He's out there right now.
And you're already starting to see some of the reserves, some of the guys who haven't played much in this game or haven't played at all. They're already starting to see the floor.
Parker Jones is in. There's Carter Grant. Patrick Scary's in the game. Colvin keeps it. Picks up his dribble. Parker Jones has it. Defended by Gomez. Back to Colvin. Carter Grant drives. Left-handed layup is good. Carter Grant scores 75-36.
Whatever's not going right for St. Joseph, I mean, it's pretty much the opposite. Everything that can go right for Mission Prep has gone right.
They fit everything tonight. Cobb drives. Puts up a shot. He's fouled. That's number 4, Sean Scary. A junior is called for the foul. His first time checking in and his first foul. Cobb will shoot 2. He has 8 points up to this point. Misses that one a bit short. Just draws some iron. Cobb hits that one, his 9th point. 75-37, just over 7 minutes left. Resiglione drives hard, puts up a shot and scores over Cobb.
Cobb actually did look like draw contact on that ball, but it still went in. And now you got a 40-point lead.
16 points for Resigliano. Morinini to Cobb. Cobb puts up the hook shot, no good. Royals rebound, that's Parker Jones. Morinini initiated some contact and he's whistled. His first foul. Morinini leading the Knights in scoring with 14 points.
It looks like that some of the Colvin's out, so looks like Harris is bringing in his reserves, his guys who don't necessarily get a lot of playing time. Goes to show you the kind of night that Mission Prep has had.
Parker Jones with the ball. It's Remy Paquette. Back to Jones. To Villacana. Stragioni in the corner. Ball finds its way to Villacana. Villacana drives, kicks. That's going to be a travel on Kirk Fragioni, a junior
It looks
guard.
like Mott's going to bring in his reserves. He's going to get his guys, his main starters, pull them out, and you never know, they might be done for the night.
77-37 lead for the Royals.
And clock's continuing to run as well.
Looks like we do have a running clock here with a 40-point Mission Prep lead.
And Joe, I never thought I'd say this, a running clock for a St. Joseph game.
It's usually St. Joseph enforcing the running clock with its play, but it's something all Mission Prep tonight.
You know, it's a humbling experience, but you know, I tend to wonder what Tom Mott's going to tell his team after this game. I mean, obviously there's going to be some adjustments that need to be made moving forward, because the one fear that Tom Mott might have is that a can of worms was just opened up, especially with your top point guard not in the lineup.
Now, after that loss to Atascadero last Wednesday, Mott said a loss was a good thing sometimes. He expected his team to learn from it, grow from that loss in league when Walker got hurt in that game. They came back and hung on to beat Righetti.
And, you know, maybe you never know. I mean, maybe a loss, maybe a game like this also wakes up St. Joseph and makes them realize that it's not going to be an easy road to the Pac-8 championship as it was the last couple of years. That, you know what, Mission Prep is still Mission Prep. Atascadero's on the rise. Righetti is still very competitive. I mean, it's still D League in the 805.
And I think we're going to see an extra motivated JoJo Walker when he returns to the court. I think he's going to put this team on his back even more so than he has throughout the season. He has averaged 24 points per game in the games he's played, but I think he's going to be attacking a lot of these teams with a vengeance, knowing he missed, you know, the first round matchups against Atascadero and Righetti.
I could probably tell, Joe, that he's a raging bull. He sees red. He wants to charge.
going to be very interesting to see that when JoJo Walker returns to the floor for these Knights.
And another thing too, Joe, is that when these two teams meet again in St. Joseph, you can be assured that St. Joseph's going to be the team with the biggest chip on its shoulder, considering how tonight went.
They do have a lot of work to do to get back in this league title chase. Chavez with a nice move, and he scores. Matt Chavez makes it 77-39 with 3:20 left. There's a three open in the quarter. That's Jackson Willett. Doesn't get the shot to go down. Rebound for the Royals. It's Fragione. Kirk Fragione hits. 80-39. Royals are still doubling up the Knights. Looks like we have a charge against Elijah Bernez. He's a sophomore, 6'2", 170-pound sophomore.
And the clock continues to run.
We are under 3 minutes.
Got a 41-point lead for Mission Prep.
Diakana has it. Defended by Isaac Carbajal. We have a foul.
Foul on the Knights, number 15.
The foul is against Carbajal. 2:30, clock moving. Diakana will shoot from the line. We'll shoot two. 1-1, actually. It's the 8th team foul. Rebounded by Justin Wong. Chavez drives. Switches to his right. Puts up a shot. No good. Justin Wong can't get the rebound. Chavez comes up with it. Chavez.
Nice moves from Chavez. Unfortunately, as the night has gone, St. Joseph having a hard time finishing its baskets.
Chavez drives, dumps it to Wong. Offensive foul, a charge. Charge against Chavez.
That's his first. Ninth team foul. The game of the Royals.
Just over 90 seconds left here. Shot is no good. Loose ball. Remains Mission Prep. Now, the interesting thing that I remember from last Wednesday's game when Walker got hurt against the Atascadero, Mott said that they could have put him in that game if they really felt they needed him. And then he missed the Rigetti game, and he's out tonight. So I wonder if the injury was much more severe than initially thought.
It might have been, and you know what? I think if you're Tom Mott, you want to try to keep your players healthy for not only that league run, but also that CIF run. And I will bring this up as well. After the Rigetti game, a lot of players were saying our focus is CIF, our focus is CIF, but I didn't hear anything about the players focusing on the Pac-8 League Championship. I wouldn't doubt that Tom Mott's probably going to address that with his team. There's still plenty of games in the regular season left.
Bernez hits the free throw. And doing well in the regular season can only help your chances in the postseason with better seeding, better draw, more home games.
And maybe even an appearance in the Open Division, Division I, whatever, in the CIF state format.
So it looks like this will be our final from Cowitz Court. 80-40, the Royals double up the Knights exactly by 40 points.
Rare night that we anticipated here, but you know what? I know Mr. Prep's used to games like this, but still, doing this against a state qualifier and a section champion definitely speaks volumes for this group led by Terrence Harris. All right, we're back here at Cowitz Court. Mission Prep, big victory, 80-40, and looks like Joe Bailey has Terrence Harris, the winning coach. We'll go down to him.
It's double up St. Joseph, 80-40. Kyle Colvin, what do you want to say about his performance tonight? 31 points, 24 in the first half. He was pretty much unstoppable. What do you want to say about him tonight?
Yeah, Kyle got on a roll early, and really when he gets to shooting like that, it's one of those nights. A little luck to go along with it. Banked one in, I think, but he's focused and ready, and certainly had a great game for us tonight.
What do you think this can mean as far as a statement? You know, doubling up a team that was 15-3. You guys split the league championship last year. Do you think this kind of opens some eyes from, you know, people who make the polls, you know, people around the area? Do you think this is kind of an eye-opening win for you guys to win 80-40 over a really good St. Joseph team?
I got to be honest, I'm not thinking about what the pollsters think, what the rest of the league thinks. I'm worried about what my team does on a day-in, day-out basis. This is a grind. This is a grind. This Pac 8 is tough. I mean, anything can happen in this league, and we've already proven that we can be beat. So every day we've got to come ready. We're focused on the next one. We're focused on Paso. Celebrations happen at the end of the year. For right now, we're just focused on getting better.
One last thing, what was that the game plan tonight, to go to Colvin, to get out to a quick start? Seemed like the tempo was really high-paced early on. What was kind of the game plan tonight going into this game?
Well, win in transition was certainly one of our focuses tonight. Didn't necessarily have to be one guy or another. We never actually focus on, hey, let's get this guy going. We feel like we've got a number of guys that can complement our team, but we definitely wanted to get transition going tonight. I thought that the start certainly helped us, and we know St. Joe's still a great team, and they'll be back.
Okay. All right. Thanks for your time, Coach, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you.
All right, so that was the winning coach, Terrence Harris. I mean, I know this coach is used to big victories, but big-time statement tonight. 80-40, once again, the final score right here at Cowitz Court. And these two teams will meet again, but this time Mission Prep will be the one heading over to Orchid for the rematch. But, you know, things kind of opened up. Things just got real in the Pac 8, and, you know, I guess Joe, Terrence Harris was pretty beaming. I mean, he had a lot to like about this night, right?
Yeah, Terrence is an interesting guy to talk to. He doesn't get too high or too low after wins or losses, so he kind of just already pretty much put this one past him. He doesn't care, you know, what other people think about the win. You know, they won 80-40, but he's just already focused on, you know, playing Paso later on in the week. You know, staying with one loss in the league, so he's not really too high on this win. He's not too surprised from his team. I think he feels that anybody can kind of have the night that Kyle Colvin had tonight for the squad. So he's really, you know, just level-headed, low-key, not too pumped up for this win. Kind of matter-of-factly, you know, yeah, we just beat a 15-3 team by 40 points like it was no big deal. So, you know, that's Terrence Harris for you. But once again, just an impressive night for Mission Prep. I'm sure St. Joseph is going to be chomping at the bit to get back on that court and to play a game. I know practice is probably going to be tough the next couple of days for the Knights. I believe they play Friday night in their next game. So they're going to be chomping at the bit to get back on the court and kind of redeem themselves after what happened tonight.
I absolutely agree. And you know what, again, I feel like that there has to be some adjustments that Tom Ott's going to make. I mean, you saw the open three looks. You saw the inside game get exposed on the defensive end tonight. More so, though, I think the biggest flaw on this night was the ball handling for St. Joseph. Very, very rare that you see those kind of turnovers. And I'm sure Tom Ott is not only going to address that this week, you never know, he might be addressing that right now in the locker room.
Yeah, and that's, you know, one of the better aspects of JoJo Walker's game is his ball handling ability. So, I think JoJo is going to get back on the floor as soon as he can. I think he can't not miss another game. I think we've seen with the way they played the last 3 times, they haven't been up to their high standards, so I'm sure JoJo Walker is going to get it back out there. I'd be surprised if he misses another game. If he does, then this injury is much more severe than we actually thought it was, or you know, maybe something else is going on, because, you know, he's not in a cast, he's not limping too badly. You know, I'm sure he doesn't want to, you know, risk further injuring himself, but if he can go, if he's 90%, if he's 80%, perhaps 75%, then he has to give it a go, because it's obvious his team needs him. With that 84 defeat, we were expecting a much better game. We've had a lot of great games last week at Lompoc, had 2 great games. We hope to bring you more great action next week, so stay tuned. Likely we will see if JoJo Walker gets right against Paso Robles next week. That's who St. Joseph plays. We'll see what the best game is and broadcast that one. But it's been fun bringing you guys another game. So stay tuned for what we got in store next week. Tomorrow, though, be sure to check out 805 Sports Talk. And Wednesday morning, be sure to check out Lorenzo's story in the Santa Maria Times. Once again, I am Joe Bailey. My partner has been Lorenzo J. Reyna. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Santa Maria Times Game of the Week.